Yo, what's goody with y'all? As you guys see by the title, I'm going to be showing you the reason why match coverage is the best defense in the game. It's a little bit better than man-to-man because of the roles of different zones and how they play with certain situations. Now, the defense I'm going to go over is the cover 9 out of the nickel 3-3 mint formation with the defensive playbook 4-2-5. So that's going to be the defensive playbook. I repeat, 4-2-5. Now, cover 9 is obviously one of the best defenses, and what you want to use cover 9 against people who like to pass. That's the main objective of this defense. If you're going against a passer, if you're going against a guy that runs like bunch or bunch tight end, gun bunch, bunch strong, bunch, bunch X nasty, anything of that nature, you definitely want to use cover 9 or even tight doubles or any type of formation where receivers and tight ends are close in the box with all the linemen and everybody like that. That is the best time to use cover 9. And I'm going to break down each role of each zone and what they do in each formation. So before we get into the video, make sure y'all boys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below if you have any comments, questions, concerns. Let's go ahead and jump into it, man. So the coach adjustments you guys want to use for your match coverage, you don't really have to necessarily worry about your D line or anything like that. If you can turn your defense aggression on aggressive and conservative just like I do, but that's just personal preference. Now, moving on to the coverage part, make sure your cornerback depth is on 5 yards. I like putting this on 5 yards because I want my defense to look like cover 2 every single time. Even though cover 9 defense is cover 2 and cover 4 at the same time, even though both defenses, have 2 high safeties and they both, have about corners about 5 to 8, 6 to 8 yards off the ball. Okay, that's different. But I like having my guys 5 yards off the ball because they're going to guard a little bit better when it comes to certain route combinations that your opponent does. So, and also, here's a pro tip that you guys didn't know. When you are running match coverage, do not turn zone drops on. I know it's very, very timid and very, very timid for a lot of people to turn this on and expect your guys to play. Because if you turn your zone drops on, you will cancel match. And then your defense is just going to go back to playing like a normal coverage. It's going to be basically cover 4 and cover 2 at the same time. So if you turn this off, it's just going to go to a stock cover 2, cover 4 look. And, if you get beat over the top by certain plays, don't get mad because you decided you want to turn zone drops on. You want to turn zone drops on, be my guest, you can. All right, so now let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first formation I want to show you guys that what formation is really, really good is this bunch X nasty. Obviously, bunch X nasty is one of the best, or gun bunch is one of the best plays in the game. Now, I want to use this whip double spot play just to kind of give you guys an example of who's going to be guarding who. Now, I'm gonna break this down each individual zone in the game. So starting off, when the reason why you want to call cover 9 against gun bunch or any type of bunch formation is that you want the cover 2 side to the passing strength. So obviously you see there's 3 guys on the right side that can run potential routes. These guys, all three of these guys can run routes. So you definitely want the cover 2 side. Because the reason why you don't want the cover 4 side, because it makes more sense for a lot of people to say, I want the cover 4 side on that side. But if you do the cover 4, you can get beat over the top a lot of the times. You can get beat over the top and you can get cooked in so many different ways. And it's crazy how it just doesn't make sense because cover 4 is supposed to be the better defense. But the reason why, that's not cover 4 palms, it's quarters. The left side is going to be the cover 4 side, but they're playing quarters. They're not playing palms. And if they were playing palms, it'd be a little bit different. But quarters get beat. If you run quarters against bunch, it's obviously it fries it every single time. You're going to get cooked, and you don't want that. So let's start off the roles of how the cover 2 side of things is going to work. So first starting off, we have this 3 rec hook. This third receiver hook is going to relate to the tight end, which is number 83 on this play. So if 83 runs a corner out, a drag, does not matter what route he runs, he's going to guard it. He's going to guard him no matter what. Now, the problem with gun bunch is that, he will bump into other guys while trying to guard it, and the corner out can get open a lot of the times against this. To prevent that, you can, man him up. You can definitely man up the guy. You can man up this tight end so he can play a little bit better defense on that. That's kind of like a pro tip. Now, you're going to have this vertical hook. This vertical hook defender is going to take away any underneath route, anything that goes underneath. The first route he's going to get is going to be underneath. But if, if number 84 decides he wants to go vertical, he's going to guard it. But his initial role is to get anything underneath, but also get anything also if something does go vertical. So if something goes like a streak or anything like that, he's going to guard it. But if something does come underneath first, he's going to grab that. And he's going to switch with the soft squat. So that's the role of the vertical hook and how the vert hook plays in this cover 9. Now, moving on to the soft squat. The soft squat is going to relate to the outside receiver, which is number 1. Now, if number 1 runs a vertical, he's going to obviously play this. He's going to run with it all the way down the field. Now, the thing is with these 3 zones that I just mentioned, all 3 of these zones, they all play they play like a laid back coverage because they know they have safety help. The deep half safety doesn't match anybody. His purpose is to sit back there and wait for a route to, develop over the top, and he's going to guard it. And he's just basically just hovering over and just waiting. These 3 guys are not going to play the best of the best top tier, like man to man. They're not going to play that because they know they have safety help. They're trying to bait. They're going to bait the quarterback into trying to throw the ball their way. And then they're going to pass it off to the deep half. And then the deep half is going to make a play on the ball. So if the ball is overthrown, the deep half has a chance to, pick it. If the ball is underthrown, these guys that play the underneath the receiver, they have a chance to pick the ball. So obviously this is probably one of the best defenses, I'm telling y'all. Now back to the soft squat. Now the purpose of the soft squat, it looks like a cloud, but it's really not a cloud. Now, like I said, if number 1 decides he wants to run a streak, he's going to guard it. Now, if number 1 decides he wants to run a corner route or anything like that, he's going to guard it. But if something does come into the flat, if something attacks the flat really, really quick, so let's say, for example, number 84, if he decides he wants to run to the flat real quick, the soft squat will guard it. And if number 1 decides he wants to run a drag over the middle of the field, the vertical hook will switch with the soft squat and guard it. These are things that you have to kind of know in order for you to really make your match, defense really, really good. If you just know the roles, they're gonna guard, they're gonna read and react. That's the point of match. So the people you want to use her, if you're kind of scared, you don't want to mess up the match, you can use the deep half defender if you want to, but that's kind of up to you. But if let's say, for example, if number 83 and number 84 or number 1 was very, very fast, and these guys they're cooking, you're gonna give your opponent a 1-play touchdown. Yeah, I'm just telling you guys the weaknesses and the strengths of this defense, but it's really, really good if you know how it works. And if you have a good switch stick, you can make this obviously one of the best defenses in the game. Not gonna lie. Now moving on to the cover 4 side. The cover 4 side, you have this quarter flat who is going to relate to the running back. He's going to guard the running back regardless. Now, in this, the reason I picked this play is because there's a unique blitz that I like out of this, and I will kind of get into that in another video, but not for this video. But obviously, we have a D end on a running back. That's probably not the best scenario, but if the running back decides he wants to run out to the flat, the DM will do a really, really good job to cutting that guy off and making a play on the ball. That is going to be really, really good that they didn't do last year, because last year, if you ran space and switch, the quarter flat, you would have to move the quarter flat out there towards the running back or outside of the receiver for him to guard it. But this year, they actually go get the running back, and that's what I like. Now, the cover 4 side is a little bit tricky on how to guard number 4, because obviously you would think that one of these guys are going to play man-to-man on number 4. That's not how this is going to work. So if number 4 decides he wants to run a drag, Finley or this outside corner, he'll guard him for a second, and then he'll pass it off to the safety, and then the safety will take this route as well. So he'll literally run down and take that route. Now, if number 4 decides he wants to run like a corner route, anything like that, then that is going to be the role of this outside corner. And then you'll have this safety right here just kind of hovering over the middle of the field to take away any route. Now, let's go ahead and hike the ball. Let them hike the ball, and I just want y'all to see, who they go get. And you see right there, I mean, he got cooked. He got cooked right there, but y'all kind of get the gist of who's guarding who. You're kind of getting that gist of who's guarding who. And like I said, he went over here to get this underneath route. Boom, just like I said, he's gonna grab that first underneath route. And obviously kind of got cooked a little bit. Boom, he's gonna get that. And then, like I said, the third receiver hook is gonna relate to that tight end right there. And he just got absolutely fried. He got absolutely fried because of his leverage. His leverage right there wasn't good. And boom, it's really, really solid. And then as you guys see, going across the board, you see that the running back is gonna man up right there on the outside, and he's gonna relate to the running back every single time. Now I'm gonna pick a different play because I just wanted to get the gist of how cover 9 will work, against certain things. So we're just gonna use this wide corner pivot. We're going to use this wide corner pivot, and then we're going to hike the ball. And I want y'all to notice something. I'm going to tell you the weakness of this defense too, because I can show you guys how to make this defense better. And obviously right there, so you see, just like I said, he runs that route inside. He's going to guard it for a second, but really I'm supposed to come down and play that myself. But as you guys see, pretty much everybody's bagged up right here, but this guy that ran across the field because it's a running back, obviously running across the field right there. But let me see if I can find. I'm gonna see if I can find a play where a tight end runs a corner out, because that's one of the weaknesses of this defense that weaknesses of this defense. So I'm trying to show y'all real quick. Let me see if I can cook up a little something for y'all boys, man. Let me see if I can cook up a little something for y'all boys, man. Let's do something like this real quick. Oh, it's just a run play. I picked the run play on accident. Good hit. Good tackles. Good tackles real quick. But, if you can get this defense to work for you, all you got to do is just rely on the switch stick. If you have a good switch stick, you can literally turn this into one of the best plays in the game, hands down. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to hike the ball let them hike the ball real quick. And they do, look at that. Just look how good they're playing. Right there, the corner out, that was bagged. Everything was pretty much bagged right there, even though he tried to throw it to the flat. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the video, is that when they run certain routes, they'll get bumped. That's what happens sometimes. But if you want to prevent that from happening, you could, definitely slide your guys over like this a little bit so they don't get bumped. You can slide them over. Slide them over a little bit so you can be like, hey, I want, slide him over, slide him back. You can, maybe press this guy, whatever the case may be. That can help a little bit. That's something that I like to do in games. I like to just move my guys down to kind of, help my guys play a little bit better defense. So I'm going to let him hike the ball. And you see, he's going to play that route a little bit better. And as you guys see right there, the corner out just absolutely got cooked. But if you know the roles, and you also know how your opponent plays, you can definitely turn that into one of the best defenses in the game. Now I'm gonna show y'all just tight doubles real quick, because tight doubles is obviously another formation that you can use that is really, really good, that a lot of people go to in the game. A lot of people go to this formation in the game. A lot of people love tight doubles, and tight doubles is just not that good in my opinion, because if you use this defense, it's gonna work the same exact way. Everyone, the quarterback is gonna get the running back. Same thing. The roles are still gonna play out the same way. This deep zone guy is gonna relate to the tight end. This outside guy is gonna relate to number one. It kind of just looks like a mirror. These two guys. The soft squat. It just kind of depends on the route they run. They're gonna pick and choose who they guard over there. You let them hike the ball, and you see, look at that. That's just great defense. And you can make it look like man to man, but it's not man to man. And when you first come out, when you first break the huddle, it looks like zone, which I mean it is zone. I mean that right there was a pass. I was supposed to get that. That's something I was supposed to guard. But obviously you see that like this, that's something I was supposed to guard right there. And you see my guy had to literally, pick up or catch up the slack off for me right there. But you see, I mean, the defense is just there. I mean, we're playing great defense. Soft squad, he literally traps this. That's the point of the soft squad. Like I said, if anything attacks the flat, he's gonna play this, and he's gonna play this just like a traditional cloud or like a higher flat. And I'm right there. That's a pick six. I mean, look. I mean, just look at that. It's very, very simple. Now I'm gonna show y'all because obviously I need to play better defense on this. But I mean, look at that. That's great defense. It's not open. It's not open. See that? See the tight end? That's the person I was supposed to guard. And I mean, I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I know the route combinations, but the read was kind of right here, but it's double covered up here, and it's gonna be hard to catch that. It's gonna be hard to catch it. And then the third receiver hook is gonna relate to the running back. And he caught that. It's crazy. But you see, like the roles of this defense kind of switched a little bit, but it just kind of changes via formation and it changes via how what routes, because if the like I said the running back, if the running back were to run to the flat, this quarter flat would pick him up. This quarter flat would pick him up, but instead he picks up this guy because the quarter flat is not running out there, or the running back's not running out there. And then this third receiver hook, he realizes that there's no one for him to guard. So then he realizes, oh, the running back. He realizes, oh, the running back is there. I gotta go get the running back. Then he'll go guard the running back. And you see that like it's very smart. Like the match coverage is very, very smart. It's a smart defense to run because your AI, what I'm saying, your guys are gonna be guarding who they need to guard in each case scenario. Right there, there's just nothing open. That's just straight defense. But yeah, man, that's gonna wrap up for this video right here, showing you guys match coverage and the reason why cover 9 is one of the best defenses in the game. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave a comment down below. But anyway, boys, man, y'all stay safe, stay out of trouble, man. And I'm out, bro.